Is that what we're talking about now, the draft? Have we segued over to
Oh,
the
why don't we
draft?
talk about the? I think it's a pretty good
I
segue.
like it. I like how you did it. I just need to know that we did it.
That's how I do it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so it's 1 o'clock tomorrow. Trade deadline. What should the Niners do?
Well, first of all, they should do something.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people say, write to me, say, they're not that good. They should play for, not make any moves, figure it out for next season. No, they're in the middle of this season. You don't give up on this season when you're 6-3. So no. Now, do they want to trade first round draft picks? I don't think so. I first of all, Iggy, what do they need? Well, they need offensive linemen, but they're not going to get them. So let's forget that. That's a dead horse.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly, I think they need a run stopper or a pass rusher. They need
They need all the
somebody up
defensive
front.
linemen they can get. They need all the
All
defensive linemen they can get. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
And how could they get them? With lower round draft choices or with Juwan Jennings
Or a combination.
or a combo. Yeah. Or a
Or a
combo
combo.
plate.
But this is starting to happen. The Eagles, who are in the same position as the Niners, just traded a third-round pick to the Miami Dolphins, who are tanking. They just fired their general manager for edge rusher Jalen Phillips. So that's kind of the going rate. There's other guys. I mean, the Dolphins also have Bradley Chubb, who's a little bit older. The Niners might be able to get him for, I'm sure they don't want to give up a second or third round pick. But if they could get Bradley Chubb for a fourth-round pick and Jawan Jennings, that would be a great trade for the 49ers. And they can't do nothing. They have to get someone. And I think, like you said, a lot of people are saying this isn't the Niners' year. They should hold on to their picks. Maybe they'll make have a better run next year. No, this is your year. What are we assuming that they'll have better injury luck? They'll be healthier next year. They always have injury problems, always. But at least this year, you're 6-3 despite the injuries, and your schedule is pretty wide open as opposed to next year when you're going to have to face the AFC West and the NFC East. It's going to be a lot tougher next year, and your older players will be even older.
Iggy, I still think the Niners could win 11 games this season.
Absolutely, they could.
That's a good record.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Iggy, I'm saying what they need is across the board defensive linemen. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think they know what they need. They need an edge rusher. There's about 4 or 5 available. They don't want to overpay, but they have to get one because their record is too good. They owe it to themselves to put their best foot forward, especially when you see a team like Philly that isn't necessarily much better than them. Not saying going all in, but making them improving. The Niners have to. They just went and traded for Keon White. That's a good prelude move. Now go do one more.
Iggy, do you think they're going to make a deal before the trade deadline, which is 23 hours away?
I absolutely do. And I'll tell you, I made plans with Kevin to go play 18 holes yesterday. And then it occurred to me that the Niners are going to make a trade probably when I'm on the 8th hole. So I called Kevin and said, you know what? I'm out. We'll go next week. So I already canceled a golf arrangement because I'm so sure the Niners are going to trade for a defensive end. Sorry, Kevin.
Okay, Kevin, we love you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a jerk, and I'm putting you on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
What if they don't make a move? What would you think?
Weak. You just lost your first round pick. You already lost Nick Bosa. You need a defensive lineman. There isn't one team in the NFC that's much better than you. There's no good reason not to go for it other than not being happy enough with your own roster because some players are out. Like, play the hand you were dealt, understand that you're up and you're winning, and finish the job. That was a terrible mixed metaphor, but I'm just saying, it would feel like Buster Posey was the general manager of the 49ers if they did nothing.
He's good at doing nothing, Buster Posey.
He's really good at doing nothing.
But we'll leave him aside. If I were still a columnist and they were to do nothing before the trade deadline, I would write a very sharp, excoriating column going after them. But I don't think it's necessary. One, I'm not a columnist anymore, and two, I like you believe that they are sane enough to do something, that they owe it to the players in the locker room.
I agree. And it comes back to the beginning of the show. You said, what did we really learn about the Niners in this win over the Giants? I don't know, maybe nothing. And maybe that's how the Niners front office feels like. Okay, we just won a game. Do we feel differently about our team? Do we learn anything about our team? Maybe not. Still though, at 6-3, that's something you learn. You have a really good record, and you could lose a game or two and still be one of the better teams in the league. Why not take advantage of this great record and see what you can do with this team? Like, you're missing Fred Warner, he's not coming back. Same with Nick Bosa, but you keep finding ways to beat teams. What if you had one more good player? You might go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you and I are agreed. We're all in with them making a move, but not giving up first-round draft picks.
Agree. You got to be prudent
Okay.
here.
Prudent.
SGA Sports Talk channel is a new member. Thank you, SGA. Josh says that razor is above my pay grade. Sheridan Milestone says the Niners' inability to use a quarterback spy dumbfounds me. They do have a tough time stopping the run, particularly when the quarterback's running. Bill Kennedy says, would it be possible for the Niners to restructure Brock's contract to free up money for a top rate O-line? Brady did it. Is it too late? It's not too late, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Don't hold your breath.
Don't hold your breath. That's a good segue into
wait a minute. And why should Purdy restructure his contract? He just got a contract. He's in business. He's not a philanthropy. Why should he? I wouldn't. You got a problem? Find another way to get an offensive lineman. Don't ask me to donate.
Yeah, you understood the situation you were putting yourself in when you signed me to this contract. Now I have to be a team player and give back money or restructure.